And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. This is Live, Laugh, Left, Season 4, Episode 27. And you might be wondering why that this is back-to-back days with the Live, Laugh, Left episode. Let me explain. So I was going through before...
Yeah, just take some time and explain.
I was waiting for Garry to come on so we could record tonight. And I was updating the playlist because, you know, with the playlist for Live, Laugh, Left now, I got to go on my account and go onto the podcast channel and add them that way to the playlist instead of adding them when I actually upload them. Whatever, so I was doing that because I hadn't done that in a while. And I was like, where's Season 4, Episode 23? I know we did an episode that week. Where is it? So I'm like going through my video archives and I'm like trying to figure out where the fuck the video file is, and I found it. I was like, did I never upload this? I definitely had to upload it. I checked, I find it, and guess what? I did upload it. It just never got uploaded as public.
Listen, we're gonna give him a slide because it was busy ever since after Atlanta. Us at work, it has been super busy with the 4th of July and stuff like that. So we get a slide. If anyone in the comments talk shit about us...
This is strike one. This is strike one of the night for me. I'll give it, but I'll self-strike this time. I cannot...
Finally, I don't get a strike.
Trust me, I never do this. I've been doing YouTube for 7 years now. I've never done this in my life. I don't know how the fuck I forgot to make it public. I don't know why I never scheduled it. I don't know why I did that. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it's done now. It got uploaded. That was the Atlanta weekend, so you could watch our reactions to that weekend now. I don't know why the fuck. Again, I don't know why it wasn't uploaded. Anyway.
Put it in the history books. Put it in the history book.
Now it's finally in the books.
Garry finally did not get a strike.
Well, we're only 2 minutes in, okay? We're only 2 minutes in. Don't, again, watch your tone.
No, but I'm saying Tyler finally got a strike.
So I just wanted to clear that confusion up. I promise I won't do that again. So anyway, let's do this. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about this week. Watkins Glen happened. It was a crazy weekend at Watkins Glen. We'll go over everything that happened. Some more big silly season news stuff has happened as well, so we're going to go over that. And this week, we're going to preview this weekend's action at Richmond as well. As the playoffs loom. Okay. Anyway, we're going to talk about Watkins Glen. Pretty crazy weekend, like I said. First, the truck race. Also, we forgot to mention last week, Watkins Glen, they changed the restart zone. So it's now, as they enter the final turn 7, instead of after the exit turn 7. Which, it went pretty crazy all weekend long. I liked the change. I thought it made the restarts a lot more exciting. We added a new strategy level into it. I'm sure that won't stick, because they're going to figure it out. Drivers are going to figure it out strategy-wise and to fuck things up. But for right now, I like it. Rajah Caruth had some early mechanical problems. Literally on the very first lap of the race, he got taken out. Lambros lost a motor. Kyle Busch was in this race. He had a mechanical failure, took him out early with brake pad issues. Leland Honeycutt in his new ride, his temporary ride for the week, he lost the motor in the second stage. So did Chandler Smith, also exited out with mechanical issues, which then set up a chaotic finish to stage 2 with Wood wrecking, and then a bunch of other drivers spinning and final blows, through that final part of the race. Connor Zilic was in this race. He got stuck in the gravel, which took him pretty much out of it. Parker Kligerman was also ran this race. He blew a tire, which then ended up not really causing a caution, but it was pretty significant because it tore his truck up pretty good. Tony Brenninger was in. Obviously, she was also in this race. She blew a motor. and caught fire. It was a pretty spectacular fire. And then we got into the later stages of the race, and this race went long. It was another quote-unquote fuel mileage finish as we go into overtime. Taylor Gray, Ben Rhodes, and more go on the wrecked. Connor Mozak went around as well on the restart on the first attempt. Perez and Moore all wrecked in the chaos of the behind him. Connor Mozak spun again on the next restart, which collected Brandon Garcia, Grant Enfinger, and more in the checkup on the next attempt. But third time's the charm. Corey Heim, again. Whoa, great finish. Whoa. Corey Heim holds off the field in triple overtime and wins. And then they said on the broadcast, oh, he just stretched the tank. Oh, my God, I cannot believe. Oh, my God, I cannot believe he stretched the tank. Motherfucker did a burnout all the way down the front stretch. Tell me he wasn't almost out of gas. What the fuck is this, people? Just say that they have plenty of gas to make it. Don't fucking lie. Don't fucking lie. I know Corey Heim wins every other week. But don't lie. Whatever, truck race was pretty good. Then the Xfinity race was kind of the peak of the craziness of the weekend. Josh Bilicki got stuck in the gravel, as many other drivers would, or had. Sheldon Creed wrecked in Stage 3. This is where the action really picked up. It was pretty calm in the rest of Stage 1 and Stage 2. As Shane Van Gisbergen was back in the 9 car, and Connor Zilisch was going for yet another win. And they were duking it out together all day long. That was until Shane Van Gisbergen got ran off course and crashed from the lead. He took a pretty hard hit, too. Thankfully, he was okay. But that was the end of his day, which then seemingly set up Connor Zilisch to run away with the race. But behind him, we get another big-ass fuckery in crashes. Austin Hill was back after serving his one-race suspension, and he wanted everybody to know about it. So here's what he does. He decides to take on the new driver of the 11 car, because Josh Williams, remember, was released. Michael McDowell was in the car this weekend for the team. So he decides to go toe-to-toe with Michael McDowell. And pretty much just dumped him. Straight into the guardrail. Which, that was a very high speed and narrow part of the track, so awesome. The checkup starts a 16-car pileup, collecting several drivers, including Tanner Gray, William Sawalich, several others. Ryan Sieg was in it, and several other drivers, because obviously drivers are piling in. Some guys got airborne. Cars were absolutely destroyed. Windshields broke, which you don't see very often. It was quite the spectacle of a crash. And the only driver to blame there is really Austin Hill, because for the other drivers who piled in, they couldn't see what was going on. It's kind of like at where's the other track where that really happens? Is it Dover? I don't think it's Dover. I think it's a different track.
I believe so, yeah.
Where they're like going so fast and the banking is so steep that they can't really do anything about it, even if you see it happening. Even if the spotter sees it happening. But here, spotters are not that helpful because the track is so big. So, thankfully, nobody was really injured in the crash, but it did take out a lot of big contenders. It was a massive red flag for cleanup because the track was completely blocked and there was a ton of debris. But thankfully, everybody was okay. That set up a late restart, and Connor Zilisch did indeed hold on to secure another win. What is it, like his 5th win of the season? The guy has been on an absolute tear. Nobody can stop him. except for himself,
Except,
apparently. As he was climbing out of his car to celebrate in Victory Lane, he tripped, looked like maybe over the window net or like just the door part itself, but he fell out of the car and broke his collarbone. What the fuck?
you know what? You gotta think, though. Just be happy he didn't fall on his head.
Yeah, that's true.
So, at least he's okay.
He is
on
okay.
that side.
He was supposed to run the cup race. Obviously couldn't do that. It doesn't seem like the Xfinity Series is off this weekend. Good break for him, I guess. But it seems like he's not going to run Daytona either for Xfinity, which I hope they grant him a waiver for the playoffs. I mean, they granted Austin Hill a waiver for the playoffs. I hope they grant him a waiver too. We'll have to see what happens, but it was a pretty scary moment. But then you got everybody going on Twitter like, oh, they need to ban climbing on the car after the race. They need to ban doing that. NASCAR needs to take regulations. It was just a freak accident. I think it's NASCAR's fault that the guy tripped getting out of a car. I tripped getting out of a car. Do I blame it on Chevy? Do I blame it on fucking the government? Yes. Does that mean it's gonna do anything? No. It's not their fucking fault. It was a freak accident. Let's hope Connor Zilic gets better and move on. Okay? So NASCAR, of course, not going to do anything. Obviously. What the fuck would they do? This would be like the Powerade scandal thing from the early 2000s. It would be that. They put barriers up to keep him climbing on the car, and they would just knock the barriers down. But yeah, hopefully Connor Zilic is okay. Again, he's been an absolute tear and was a clear championship favorite, I think. But hopefully he comes back. I mean, it's still a broken collarbone. It's hard to drive with that. So, personally, I don't think he's going to win the championship now, but I still think he's got a chance. And sometimes, like Jim Carrey said, all you need is a chance. He didn't say it like that. I'm paraphrasing, but you get the point. So that was the Xfinity race. A very chaotic and crazy Xfinity race. So what did the Cup race have in store? A whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing in the Cup race. Kyle Larson had brake failure early. Took him out of the race. And he still got the Xfinity fastest lap because what's a race without Kyle Larson getting some sort of bonus points? Cool. And then you guys ready for the only other caution that wasn't a stage caution? It came in stage 2 when Josh Berry crashed. And they delayed the yellow just enough for Chase Elliott to make a pit stop so he wouldn't get fucked on pit strategy. People were happy with that one. I think it was funny. You know why? Because it had zero impact on the race whatsoever. Chase Elliott had a top 20 car at best. He finished like 25th or whatever the fuck. Go cry. So that was that. Again, that was the only caution that wasn't a stage caution, was that crash. At the end of stage 2, John Hunter Nemechek got into the tire barrier after he was getting set up to get some stage points, which sucked for him, but he kept going. Early in stage 3, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin got together and collided, but no severe damage to either car. Though it did pretty much kill their chances at winning. Kyle Busch tried to rally, but Hamlin's car was completely killed. John Hunter Nemechek trying to make a comeback, made a huge save. late in the race, just completely sideways and kept it going. Amazing driving work there. Brad Keselowski had a top 5 finish set up for him as well. He looked like he was going to benefit from some good pit strategy, and he blew a tire, which took him out of contention. So another week of pain for Brad. At some point, he has to wonder, when the fuck is enough enough? That's what I'm thinking. But nobody was catching Shane Van Gisbergen. The big hit from the Xfinity race did not faze him at all. After the end of the first stage, he pretty much dominated. Once he got the lead, he didn't give it up. Dominating and winning again. 4th win of the season. In an again dominant fashion.
Mickey Mouse win.
And I got another stay win in fantasy. That's win number 4 in fantasy. This year we doubled our win total. Doubled our win total. And it's not going to matter because we're still not going to be in the playoffs because a bunch of people have 500 wins. Whatever. I call it improvement. 4 wins. So that was that. Cup race was super fucking boring. It was cool. Shane Van Gisbergen, his dad was there. He hadn't seen his dad in a long time. So that was cool. He got to be there and witness the win. And, yeah, so. Shane Van Gisbergen is pretty much also in a point now where he's going to points his way through the first round and then can win the Roval to get to the round of 8. Unless he wrecks out of every race in the first round, I don't see a way where he doesn't get on points. And then the Roval, for how he's been racing on the road courses, should be a piece of cake for him. And then he can, whatever the fuck can happen in round of 8. I mean, anything can happen. They'd be like, oh yeah, he's improving on the ovals. He's not really improving on the ovals. If he does even semi-decent on any of the ovals, that's a miracle for him. The only oval he has any chance of scoring anything in is Daytona, and that would be because everybody else wrecked out. But when it comes to getting to the round of 8, all he needs is just a little bit of luck.
I'm going to keep saying it, and I don't care how many people hate me for it. He ain't a real racer until he wins oval races. All he is just a road course racer. Until he wins multiple races on ovals, he ain't no NASCAR guy. Heck, somebody called him the next Dale Earnhardt. First off, don't compare that idiot to Dale Earnhardt. Okay? He ain't the Intimidator. And 2, again, he can only win on the road courses. That's it.
I think Garry is doing a little bit of coping. Just a little
No,
bit.
I'm not actually.
Just a little bit. A little bit of coping.
Like I said,
Cope.
On the Discord,
See,
I'm happy that a Chevy driver won. I just hate the driver.
True. But that was Watkins Glen. There's a whole thing going on right now. Are they going to penalize Austin Hill? They didn't penalize Austin Hill. Are they... And there's also are they going to add track limits to Watkins Glen? Are they going to add more track limits? Here's the problem with that. It wouldn't work. This was not... Yes, the runoff there makes it not easy to avoid crashes or, know what to do. But this was a driver failure. Austin Hill, more specifically, failure of Austin Hill. I would not be surprised if they changed some stuff with the track boundaries, especially in that area. This isn't the first severe accident in that area. Far from it, in fact. But they probably have to realize that something has to be done. Because if it keeps happening, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody gets hurt, then they really got to do something. Maybe want to get ahead of that, get ahead of and prevent an injury to that extent. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure this will be something that we won't hear about for a while, since Watkins Glen only hosts races once a year. So, should be good. But that is all I got to say about Watkins Glen. I don't know if you got anything else you want to add, Gary.
I've already said what I needed to say. That Shane Van Gisbergen is only good for road courses. And I'm not coping.
Yes, he is. Anyways, we're going to do it for Watkins Glen. Let's put it in the books. All right, got some silly season news to go over. Shane Van Gisbergen picked a good week to win because he just signed a multi-year extension with Trackhouse Racing. This is a shocking... I don't know what the fuck Trackhouse is thinking. Shane Van Gisbergen might be good on ovals one day, but he's not super young. He's in his 30s. This is a pretty big extension. Granted, Joe Gibbs also did sign Denny Hamlin to a big extension, so... And he's a lot older than Shane Van Gisbergen, but we'll talk about that. It's an interesting decision. He is winning races, which is better than Daniel Suarez, and hence why Daniel Suarez won't be with Trackhouse after this year. It's a little questionable, though. It is a little questionable. Trackhouse has been making some pretty questionable decisions over the last few months. Like, who's going to replace the 99? Which we seemingly thought, it looks like that's going to be Connor Zilic. Don't know. But it seems like he's going to be going to Trackhouse full-time in Cup next season. Not confirmed. When it is confirmed, we'll talk about it more, because I have my own thoughts on that. But interesting timing. But Shane Van Gisbergen, like I said, could very well make the round of 8 of the playoffs. So what is that? Justifies them. Andreas Perez de Lara was released from Spire Motorsports this week as well, and is now moving over to drive the 44 truck for the remainder of the 2025 season. That was Caden Honeycutt's. I think it was Leland Honeyman, not Honeycutt. Leland Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt. That was his ride in the 44. So now Andres Perez de Lara is going to be driving that truck. No longer being at Spire. So that leaves a vacancy at Spire in the truck series now for somebody to fill. All sorts of shifting going on with this Friesen injury and sporadic releases and all that other junk. So also in the truck series, Ben Rhodes' crew chief has been suspended for the Richmond race after they found a loose axle at Watkins Glen. Don't know if that will really impact much, but maybe. Natalie Decker is coming back to NASCAR as well.
And she'll lose.
My question is why?
Because she wants to lose in front of her daughter.
Yeah, she just had a kid.
Sorry, my bad.
She just had a kid, so she's going to be back in NASCAR now that she had her kid. She's going to be in the 92 car in the Xfinity race at Daytona. So she probably won't do a whole lot, but she will be there. What happens after that? Who the fuck knows?
She's probably not going to get nowhere.
And in a shocking announcement, this came out just today, or yesterday at the time of this video going up, the All-Star Race location is being reconsidered again, and the new candidate is interesting. they're thinking of moving it to Dover.
Why?
That's my question. Why? First off, Dover cannot get lights. It doesn't have lights and will never get lights because of its location. So why are we're going back to daytime all-star races now? Okay. Don't think don't think people will watch that. Second off, yes, Dover's a really good track, but it deserves a points race. Not the all-star race. It deserves a
Like I said, most of the time, it should be old tracks. They should have chose Rockingham.
Well, this is just a rumor. They're considering it, but it's still a rumor. What this opens up the fact is now North Wilkesboro might get a points race, which I think is cool. But why can't Dover also keep a points race? I mean, this is a banger track. Are they trying to get rid of Dover? Why would they do that? I don't understand why they would do that. It doesn't make any sense. And one rain out, and now everybody wants to freak out and fucking leave. Yeah, I get Delaware's a pretty shitty state, but the track's cool. It's an interesting
Michigan
situation.
gets a lot of rain.
It's an interesting...
You don't see us complaining.
I complain about the rain a lot.
Sometimes I do. Like this year.
It's an interesting situation to move the All-Star race to Dover. Do I think this will happen? Absolutely not. I don't think they'll ever move the All-Star race to a day race again, let alone move it to a place like Dover. It just does not. It doesn't make any sense why they would do that, unless they're trying to remove Dover from the schedule, unless they're trying to get out of that market, unless they are trying to shoehorn North Wilkesboro in, I feel like they could give North Wilkesboro a points race and keep Dover as a points race. I mean, we're going to be getting Chicagoland back in 2026, presumably. Make that the All-Star race. Like, that track has lights. And also would probably be like, it'd be a cool way to reintroduce it to the schedule. Yeah, it probably won't be that good. It also deserves a points race. But, fuck it. Just get rid of the All-Star race. Give North Wilkesboro a points date, but keep it as its current thing, but as a points date. Is that so much to ask?
Or keep it at Bristol.
Is it so much to want? It all just be points races? My thought. I don't know. There's a lot of weird leaks and rumors about the 2026 schedule. I mean, we're going to hear about it any week now when the schedule is going to come out, and we're going to figure out what's coming back, and what the fuck isn't, and all this bullshit. Who knows? But if Dover does become a spot for the All-Star race, it'll be a huge flop. Huge flop. Already know it. And I don't want to see that happen. So. That's my thought. That's all silly season news I had. Garry has something to show off, though, I believe.
Yes, I do. I got this from my uncle, which, thanks. I got this with my bobblehead collection stuff.
The bobblehead collection you promised and then you didn't get?
What?
You promised those bobbleheads, remember? Is this the same uncle that saw those bobbleheads at that garage sale?
Yes, but he didn't get them.
Skill issue.
So, but this was with the same thing I'm going to show you now. They are NASCAR cards. Now, They did have sleeves in them. I took them off.
Killing the
Mostly
value
because-
of them in the process.
Mostly because I wanted to do this for autographs. Anyways, I don't really care about the value. I'm going to keep them anyways. But, so, we have Carl Edwards.
It's a nice card.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is a nice one.
The next one, we have Carl Edwards,
In the
but
bush
purple. The next one, what do you know? We have Carl Edwards. You want to guess the next one?
Carl Edwards.
Edwards.
Garry got a giant stack of cards. It was all Carl Edwards cards.
No. It gets better. You want to know what this one is? What do you think this one is?
I think it's Carl Edward.
It's Carl Edwards. What do you think this one is?
Carl Edwards. Do you have some other Carl Edwards?
What do you think about this one?
What the fuck?
They're not all Carl Edwards, but most of them are Carl Edwards. Like the next four are just Carl Edwards. So I'm just gonna skip those and just show you real quick. There's that one. And then, upside down. This one I kept in the case because I really liked it. Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards doing a backflip. This one's actually cool. I really like.
That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I like that one.
Carl Edwards saying yeah. And then the last one is Carl Edwards. Put in the 99. Other ones were 60 or number 60. Okay, now we're not getting into the Carl Edwards ones. Now these are the different ones. So, first one we got number 4, Tim Morgan.
It's kind of cool.
Yep. The number 6, M&M's, Ernie Irvan.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice.
Back shows him.
Goated paint scheme.
This one is this isn't a NASCAR driver. This is a rare tire changer, all-pro first team card. Mike Hill.
At the Rock.
Yep.
Banger.
I'm probably going to put a sleeve on that one because I actually want that to stay safe. Then you can't see his face, but Kyle Petty in the Merle Yellow Pontiac. 1991 has only got one win in his career. 4 wins, 100 top 10 or 100 top 10s and 4 poles in 321 races. Man, did he suck. All right. Next one, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Woo! Yeah, baby! What am I waiting for? What's all about? Woo!
And then you got Bobby Labonte. And this music thing.
That's cool.
I don't know what that is. But...
That's cool. That's nice.
J.J. Yaley in the 18.
You named Viagra.
No.
Oh,
it's not Viagra.
What does that say then?
Vigoro.
Oh, so it's the Spanish version.
Vigoro.
We go V.
We go V. Okay. The 2006 preview, Mark McFarlane in the number 88.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
Guess what this one is?
Carl Edward!
No, his teammate, Greg Biffle.
What? You duped me!
But what's funny is I just realized this is the same. Where is it? This is the same version as this one. So, bam. I have this two of the same but different drivers. That's cool. Anyways. Next one. What do you think this one is?
Carl Edward!
No, it's Brian Vickers.
Bad guy, bad guy, bad guy.
We got Kevin Harvick with his wife, who has the
So it's mostly his
pants
wife.
in the family. The wife in the family is the pants in the family.
What? You can't say that, Gary. That's strike 2.
You mean strike 1? You had a strike 1.
No.
Yes. Anyways, I think this is Ernie Irvin, if I'm not mistaken, because it just doesn't say its name. It just shows the M&M characters with the 36. So, I'm going to guess that's Ernie Irvin. The 1998 NASCAR Busch Series champion, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, yeah, baby.
And then my favorite, the one I kept in its case, the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Gordon. Yes, this was 3 for $1.
3 for $1. What a deal. What a deal.
What a snag. The current book value for this one was $1. Their price is 50 cents. Dale Jarrett.
Carmelian, that's cool.
I have 2 more. We have another Dale Earnhardt Jr., a Road to Victory one. Bam.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
And the last one, who do you think it is?
Carl Edwards. Oh.
No. Oh, upside down.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Why'd you sound so sad? Do you not like Tony Stewart?
No. I think Tony Stewart's a fine individual that definitely hasn't killed anyone.
What? Here, we'll go through Carl Edwards again.
No. No.
Let's-
No.
let's-
No. It's almost
count how
midnight.
many
We
Carl
are finishing this
One.
fucking episode.
Hold on, I need to see how many Carl Edwards I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 Carl Edwards. But if you want one, I will give you one, especially the ones that are duplicates.
I don't deal with the card. I have cards of my own. I think I've showed them off when I did the
I
collection
have
stuff. So.
duplicates. I don't want him staring at me at night, looking at me.
Then sell them online.
How would you sell them? How about this? Somebody put in the comments how much they'll pay, and I'll hit you up.
Yeah, you will. Okay.
The starting bid is $50.
I'm not making a bid. You think I'm saying anything? Okay, we're gonna preview Richmond now.
What, you don't want Carl Edwards?
We're gonna put the cards away, Gary. Playtime's over. Watch it. Watch it. Nah. Anyways, this weekend is Richmond. Approximately like 4 hours the truck race will be starting, and then Cup's also racing this weekend.
I won't be watching.
I will try and watch some of it. I'm probably not going to watch much of it. Well, I'll probably watch most of the Cup race, but I won't watch.
I'll be at work.
I won't be watching the truck race, so I'll just watch the highlights later. But anyways, Richmond, the track that fell off super hard with the next-gen car, and is trying to make a comeback. Now, the first step they've already accomplished by making it a Saturday night race again, so that's a plus. But will it really do anything? There's only 2 races left until the playoffs, and things got a little crazy over the course of the last weekend. All 3 series, let's take a look at what the standings are. Well, actually, we'll just look at Cup and Truck. We'll look at Xfinity later because they're not racing this weekend. So no new winner in the Truck Series, so the same 6 drivers are already locked in based off of wins. Corey Heim, Lane Riggs, Chandler Smith, Daniel Hemrick, Tyler Ankrum, and Raja Caruth. Now sitting 91 points above the cut line is Grant Enfinger in 7th, Ty Majeski in 8th, 84 points above the cut line. Caden Honeycutt is now 65 points above the cut line. So they are sitting in a pretty good position going into Richmond. Where the battle gets pretty tight is Jake Garcia. It's currently the last driver in the Truck Series playoffs. He's only, though, 11 points above the cut line. And just sitting 11 points below the cut line is Ben Rhodes. Also still in the points hunt is Gio Ruggiero, who is 21 points back. But he is going to need some help. And then everybody else, Tanner Gray, Connor Mozak, Matt Crafton on down, do need to win in order to make the playoffs. And then on the Cup side of the playoff picture, again, no new winner. So things didn't really change a whole lot. Danny Hamlin, Shane Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, and Josh Berry are all locked into the playoffs based off of wins. 117 points above the cut line. Tyler Reddick all but locked in on points now to the playoffs. Alex Bowman 60 points above the cut line after a not great but not terrible weekend at Watkins Glen. He's still in a pretty good position, but of course not super safe. And then Chris Buescher did run pretty well at Watkins Glen to help increase his points buffer. He now sits 34 points above the cut line. And Ryan Preece, his teammate, admittedly did have a pretty decent weekend, but is not as good as his teammate. So he is sitting 34 points below the cut line. And is the only driver that is currently not above the cut line that can points his way in. Everybody else, Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, Brad Keselowski, on down, do have to win. And that takes us to Richmond. Where anything is possible. As we saw last year when Austin Dillon went full rage mode on the field and then didn't even make the playoffs as a result. So, see if we get anything that crazy again. Who do we think is going to win the truck race? Wake up, Garry.
Matt Crafton.
Bold pick, but I like it. Shake up the playoff.
Ain't gonna happen. But you know what? I couldn't figure out somebody, so I just picked Matt Crafton. When in doubt, Matt Crafton.
I'm gonna pick Ben Rhodes without his crew chief there this weekend to steal the win and steal a playoff spot, which would really shake things up because then it would turn into a bigger, not so much a bigger points battle, but would really shake some things up. So I think that would be quite interesting. But that takes us to Cup. do you have the thing?
I already did the poker chips while you were talking.
No, that's not fun.
What do you mean it's not fun? Tyler, you got Kyle Larson.
Fine.
Just a chance.
I have a chance. A small chance, but a chance.
Me? I got Chase Briscoe.
I am the winner! Yay!
I don't know. The last 2 races, Chase Briscoe has done better than Kyle Larson.
That is true. Third time's the charm, though. Count it.
No. I'm not.
All right, guys, that's going to do it, though, for this episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. Stay tuned for other much more amazing content from both me and Gary and on my channel and whatever the fuck. It's midnight. I'm tired. Going to bed.
Actually, it's 11:55.
Shut up. Shut up. You want third strike. Shut up. Until next time. See you guys later. Goodbye.